through these. 70th Street, showcasing that sidewalk and shared use path on the bottom side in this orientation. 70th Terrace, and you can see a series of some of these medians as well to slow down those cars and also give way to the planting design. 71st Street. Oh, sorry about that. And 72nd. We also followed a series of criteria for the signage design, looking at 4 directional panels, keeping the same font throughout the sign for simplicity and uniformity. The order and orientation of those signs with the arrows, as well as using the arrow recommended by the MARC study. And these are some renderings going through showing what that roadway could look like. You can see here some of the planting, the roadway design, as well as some of the concrete interest. Looking at A on that bottom side, that is the vehicular wayfinding sign. Up to B would be that roundabout and monument signage there in the middle. Down to C, that is the low monument wall. Back over to the right on D would be that pedestrian light pole with a seasonal banner. And up to E would be the roadway light pole with a more long-term banner. Again, taking a look at some of these zoomed in with that vehicular wayfinding sign, you can see the material, some of the color interest from the logo, as well as some clear delineation for the panels that we're calling out in the directions. Looking at the roundabout, some of the material that is, making sure this is safe for drivers, as well as sprucing that up with planting a low monument wall with some color, as well as that color in the roundabout, really showcasing some of those colors in the logo. Back to that low monument wall, giving some interest throughout this corridor with the limestone and the city logo, as well as protection for some of these medians and the light poles in them. That pedestrian light pole with that seasonal banner we thought could be really nice. The banner arms with a perforated metal and also showcasing that color with the logo. We wanted to also show a evening shot in this area and how it could be lit, really showing off that color in the evenings as well as pointing out where this median is. And then over to 70th Terrace, wanting to do an intersection, giving some interest to this area, breaking up that material of the asphalt, and also showcasing that crosswalk with some of those Gladstone colors as well. Next up for this project, I'll get back to Chris here, but I can just run through this. This is a presentation this evening, as well as the final design and construction documentation this fall. That is obviously subject to MoDOT and LPA processed afterwards in the reviews. Bidding fall 2026 and then construction spring of 2027. That's what we're looking at. And then
I was going to say, with some of the renderings, you see we're trying to really soften visually the appearance of North Oak. We are able to, we're looking at taking some of the overhead utilities and moving them away from the corridor, so that'll clean up some of the visibility along the corridor and make it a lot easier to grow trees and nice things. And then this center of the roundabout, it was a play on the signs for the wayfinding, so it kind of replicates that feel that you saw for the wayfinding signs, and also these banners that are up on the light poles in the median. The intent of these would be permanent, so they're just punched metal. They allow air to go through, so they don't act as much of a sail. They take some of the wind load off of the pole, and it doesn't require as deep of a footing. But you get that nice color and consistency throughout. And then one of the things we were thinking about the median was these would all be uplit, and we could either have the the panels with individual colors and just white light, or we might go to kind of a silver tone for the panels themselves and then use colored lights that could change and tie in with various festivals and events that the city has going. So we're working on those final details with Tim and the rest of the team, but wanted to use tonight to share this update and answer any questions that you have before we finish the construction documents here at the end of the month. And the intersection treatment you saw with the G, that's something that we're looking at maybe putting in as an alternate, giving ourselves some option if there's some additional funding available and bids come in the way we'd like them to. We might have some wherewithal to do some extra at that intersection. So that was what we were looking at there. But happy to answer any questions.
Questions for Chris or Avery? Yes. Councilmember Stahl.
So all of the medians with these pretty flowers, are they irrigated?
We're looking at irrigating, yeah, as much as we can. So we're putting in zones in the plans, and our intent is to have those irrigated as well. We and some other nice perennials that give some seasonal color. You don't have to go out there and put annuals in every year, but they will require some maintenance just to keep them up and keep everything looking good.
Certainly. And, obviously past the project, you wouldn't be responsible for it. We would become responsible. And I know that that has not been one of our strong suits. And so that needs to be a high consideration on how we're going to maintain these islands and ongoing tree maintenance, making sure that they're pruned and kept nicely. But that's going to be a big deal for me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, understood.
Amen. I was just, those were exactly my comments. I love these, Chris. They're beautiful. And Avery, they really are lovely. And they're lovely in these pictures, but we want them to stay that way because there's nothing worse than having something great when it's put in and then in 2 years it just looks awful.
Agreed.
So I know that is even another impetus for the city manager and the city budget to think about this has to be maintained. If we're going to do this, we need to do it right.
Yep. Yeah, and we're going to use plant material that doesn't need a lot of babying. I
That's
believe in the
essential.
tough love, especially along streets like this, stuff that can handle the salts and everything else. So,
Other questions?
Yes, Mayor.
Councilman Nave.
Thank you so much for the presentation. These renderings look amazing. Obviously, one of our goals here is increased connectivity in downtown. Like how many crosswalks do we have, and what does this kind of look like from a pedestrian standpoint?
sure. We'll go back to the site plan. And then Avery, jump in here. We do have crosswalks around the roundabout, so both on the north and south sides of the roundabout, there's crosswalks to get over North Oak. There's other crosswalks at the signal that leads into the center of downtown, and then up at we have another crosswalk, I believe, just north of 70th Terrace. Yeah, just north of 70th Terrace. You see that additional island there. We've put in some median islands where we can. Some of these affect some of the ingress and egress to some of the businesses. And we've worked through all those issues. So we're trying to get as much green in the center and along the edges as possible. But yeah, definitely pedestrian connectivity across is an important part of this project and something that we wanted to make sure there's plenty of places to cross the street.
What will the speed limit be on this section of North Oak?
So I think what posted at 40, 35, yeah, 35. I think the design speed is a little bit higher than that, but 35 is typically what it'll be.
Thank you. Thank you.
Other questions, comments? Really pretty.
I did have a couple comments. Just real quick, just for your consideration. One, do you like the colored crosswalks? I mean, that's something that North Kansas City has done. It's not something that we have done. So that was something, that was kind of new for us. Two, the 70th Terrace treatment. What we were trying to do initially with the two roundabouts is we kind of had kind of a feature on both ends of the corridor. So one at 69th and one at 70th Terrace. So as Chris said, we kind of threw that in last minute to kind of bookend the project, so you don't just have this great feature at 69th Street. So that's why we were kind of considering bidding that as an alternate. But that's something that has kind of been added here just in the last week or two. So anyway, just kind of looking for feedback on those kinds of things too.
That also might enable pedestrian traffic from 70th Terrace across North Oak, which we just learned might be an issue.
Well, what's the long-term maintenance on the crosswalks if they're colored compared to just normal white stripes?
I don't think there's not a whole lot different other than kind of to the mayor's point of making sure that the colors are vibrant, and pop. Just like any pavement markings, they tend to wear down over time. I mean, we can do things like a lot of times we can grind the pavement a little bit so it's a little bit more inset. That's something we can do. The
Tim, could you go back to that picture for us? Great.
So that's like we can actually like a kind of pre-grind, and set those pavement markings so they're not as prone to a plow digging them up. Just something different for us that we haven't done. Kind of play along with the colors on the corridor, and then the same thing with that. I mean, that like I said, this was kind of a last minute thing, just trying to provide some kind of bookend feature at 70th Terrace. There is in the plan a pedestrian crossing at 70th Terrace, just north of 70th Terrace. And you say, well, why there? It's because it fit with the existing turn lanes. You got to make it fit. If we put it too close to the intersection, then people tend to treat it like a signal. So it's actually a little bit north of 70th Terrace, but that's something we took a pretty long look at to try to make sure we had an ability to cross up by 70th Terrace as well.
Tim, in this picture, where that little orange car is, and then just like how that orange car is going. So that little median there, that represents what you were showing us, Avery, on the design. Could we go back to, I'm sorry, I'm not really good at maps.
Keep
No,
going. Oh, you
go.
want me to go to the full?
It's
There we go.
It's
Right.
these little guys, right?
Mhm.
Those right there. Okay. And so go back, how many of those little median things are there?
The islands?
The islands, yeah.
There are
Oh, right there.
1, 2, 3. And what we were trying to do with those is still kind of the biggest thing we're trying to do is access management here. So if you kind of take a look at that segment between 69th and 70th Terrace, we didn't touch on this, but essentially like the Better Wash. The Better Wash has agreed they will have full access into their business, but you will have to make a right when you exit and go down to the roundabout and come back around. So what we're doing is we're eliminating some of the left movements across traffic. So that's what we did at the Better Wash. That's what we were able to do at Elite Soccer. That's what we were able to do with the Civic Center, the little strip center there. They're actually incorporated into the light, but when you leave, you would actually turn right, go down to the roundabout, and then continue north, which is, I think, probably a movement that a lot of people make. If you sit there long enough, you're going to make a right and make your way further north, or you're stuck. So that's what those medians do. And then they also give us the ability, like Avery said, to add our street lighting, do some amenities in those, and kind of control those left turns, so we don't have left turns at every driveway and side street.
That's helpful, yes.
Tim, is this 2 lanes both ways?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Tim, you go back to the slide with the down to bicycle. Best way for me to describe it. Keep going. Well, no, that's good. That's good. So the plantings between the sidewalk and the curb,
Yes.
all up and down there. That's gonna be great until we kill everything piling with snow, right?
That's right.
Okay. And is there any way to get the sidewalks, you know, with the innovation center and stuff there? You know, people may walk it in the wintertime a little bit and, covered with snow from your plowing. So what's your thought on that? Is that practical? I mean, it looks good now. Single year.
Well, we've challenged Chris to come up with some sustainable type plantings. You know, they're not always the prettiest, but like a roundabout over on Pleasant Valley Road, I mean, we're able to get, you know, every year those come back. They give us a touch of green. We got to maintain them though. We got to get in, we got to weed them, we got to trim them. Um, the sidewalks and trails, wherever we had room, there's 4 foot of green space. So right now, the sidewalks are back at curb. With this new plan, if we could acquire it, there'll be green space. So obviously, that doesn't address the concern about snow, but for the pedestrian that's walking in the wintertime, they're not going to have, you know, if we get 10 inches of snow, they're not going to have a 3 foot windrow along the whole corridor. You'll actually have a little bit of room. So if we could get the 4 foot, we did. There's a couple spots where we couldn't do that. Just because there just wasn't enough room with the parking lot. And it just kind of crowded things too much. But if we could get 4 foot of green space, that's what we did.
Tim, can you push a snow through this and not push off the side on the roundabout at least? Or, and get it out of there so you maybe avoid it?
The roundabout will have to keep clear. I mean, that's, you know, the roundabout obviously is, yeah,
You'll just take it through.
you'll have to
go,
take
right?
it through because even the brown pavement there is actually, I mean, a truck will use that for it's a mountable curb. Yeah, it's a mountable paving area. So we'll have to keep that clear. The rest of it, obviously, you can't really, without hauling it off, push it straight. But it'll be a combination of some good materials and, you know, it'll definitely take a little more work than the way it is right now.
Councilman Smith, we just included some plantings within that green space between the sidewalk and curb around turf up there with the 4 foot, and we do have trees planted in that as well. But we just wanted to dress up the area around a roundabout, and we included some extra plantings around there. And again, they'll be very hardy, but maintenance is always key.
Other questions, comments? Challenges ahead, right? Thank you all very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We've got a couple minutes before we start our meeting. We'll call the meeting to order, please. I've lost control.
Get those two guys down there, we could start. Come on.
I lost my. This is the August 10th meeting of the Gladstone City Council, our regular meeting, and we're pleased to welcome all of you here today. Madam Clerk, please note that all council members are present, so we have a quorum. Will you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
Item 4 is the approval of the agenda. Is there anyone who wishes to make a change in the agenda this evening? If not, it will stand as presented. Item number 5. Councilmember Spallo.
I call for the approval of the July 27th, 2026 closed city council meeting minutes.
Second.
Please.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the July 27 closed city council meeting. All in favor? Approval of the July 27, 2026 regular city council meeting minutes.
Mayor Moore,
Councilman Nave.
I move to approve the July 27th, 2026 regular city council meeting minutes.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting of July 27, 2026. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Those minutes are also approved. Item number 7 is communications from the audience. This is a time during every council meeting when we allow members of the public to speak on a topic not listed on the agenda. Is there anyone who wishes to come before the council this evening? Seeing no one, we will move to communications from the city council. Councilman Nave, we'll start with you tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to say thank you for everyone who was able to join us at the AJ Barn ribbon cutting. Drew a great crowd to celebrate the completion of this long-awaited addition to the historic site. Thank you to the residents, community partners, and city staff who joined us to mark this exciting milestone. It was a full room, and most of you were there, so it's great. So we are about to kick off the season at the AJ Barn, and we've got a couple people who need to book some events. But other than that, really just wanted to say we've got a resolution later in the day to provide some additional equipment to the fire department. Really just wanted to give a shout out to Chief Desi and our entire fire and EMS staff for working hard on the job, but also finding ways to bring new equipment in that has no impact to our general budget. This is completely funded with a grant. So I just wanted to say, kudos to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Councilman Smith.
It's not fair to have to follow him.
I
You
know,
understand that,
I know.
right? Ditto on everything you said regarding the AJ Barn, and other than that, I have nothing.
Thank you. Councilmember Spallo.
Thank you, Mayor. So I think that we still need to consider everyone needs to go to Firehouse Subs and eat there because that's why we're getting that equipment for the fire department. That money goes towards that equipment. So keep that in mind when you're running around, you need a sandwich. So just one other item, the Sunflower Field Festival is this weekend, and everyone knows how very popular sunflowers are in the metropolitan area, and we are so lucky because of Mr. Eugene Suter to have the same type of amenity here in our city. So we welcome you to come out on Saturday, August 15th from 9 to 3 p.m. at the Big Shoal Farm. You can, either pick your flower or go ahead and get pre-cut flowers, but come on out. It's a lot of fun. We'll have artist fair, children's crafts and games, all sorts of good times for you. So, and I do believe that the weather's supposed to be a little nicer on Saturday than it is today. Thank you, Mayor.
Certainly. Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
2 weeks in a row, I have nothing.
Wow, okay. Well, I want to thank all of the crew who came out for the last Glad Green team. We did a heck of a job. We cleaned up North Oak from 72nd all the way to Inglewood, and we had, I think, about 15 of us who participated. So we had a good crew, we did lots of good work. So I want to thank all those people who turned out. I also will go to the subpoint in our agenda tonight, and that's boards and commissions appointments. So we have the opportunity to make some appointments that are kind of midterm here. So I'm pleased to announce that we are appointing John Houlihan to one of our seats on the Planning Commission, and Michael Jenkins to the Board of Zoning Adjustment. So we appreciate both of their willingness to participate and be a part of our boards and commissions that we think are so important to the way this city managed. So do we
You need a motion.
need a motion? Okay, I will accept a motion.
Sure, so moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the board and commission appointments of John Houlihan to a planning commission and Michael Jenkins to the Board of Zoning Adjustment. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Mr. City Manager, we'll turn it over to you.
I have nothing tonight, Mayor.
Oh, my goodness,
Holy
okay.
My.
Well, we'll now turn it over to the city clerk. Item number 10 is the consent agenda. Madam Clerk, will you please read and explain the consent agenda?
A consent agenda allows the city council to consider and approve routine items of business without discussion. Any member of the city council, the city staff, or the public may request removal of any item from the consent agenda and request that it be considered under the regular agenda if discussion or debate of the item is desired. Items not removed from the consent agenda will stand approved upon motion by any council member, second and unanimous vote to approve the consent agenda as published or modified. Consent agenda, Resolution R-26-44, a resolution accepting right-of-way and easements from certain property owners in conjunction with the North Oak Trafficway Road Construction Project, TP 2371. Resolution R-26-45, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Conrad Fire Equipment for the purchase of 9 sets of personal protective structural firefighting gear in the total amount of $39,195. Resolution R-26-46, a resolution authorizing revisions to the purchasing policy for the city of Gladstone, Missouri. Resolution R-26-47, a resolution declaring certain city property surplus and authorizing the sale and/or disposal of such property held by the city to the highest bidder via online auction, sealed bid, and/or otherwise disposed of as approved by the city manager.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience or council or staff who wishes an item to be removed from the consent agenda for discussion? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion.
Mayor Moore,
Councilman Smith.
move we adopt the consent agenda as published.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda as published. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? The consent agenda is approved. We'll move to the regular agenda. Item number 11 is first reading of Bill number 26-28, an ordinance amending Title III offenses of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Gladstone, Missouri to amend Chapter 130 offenses against public peace and safety.
Mayor Moore,
Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
I move to place bill number 26-28 on its first reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to place Bill number 26-28 on its first reading. Is there any discussion? All in favor of placing Bill number 26-28 on its first reading, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
First reading bill number 26-28, an ordinance amending Title III offenses of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Gladstone, Missouri to amend Chapter 130, offenses against public peace and safety.
Mayor Moore,
Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
I move to accept the first reading of bill number 26-28, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the first reading of Bill number 26-28, waive the rule, and place the bill on its second and final reading. Is there any discussion? All in favor of placing Bill number 26-28 on its second reading, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Madam Clerk, please read the bill.
Second reading bill number 26-28, an ordinance amending Title III offenses of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Gladstone, Missouri to amend Chapter 130, offenses against public peace and safety.
Mayor Moore.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis.
I move to accept the second and final reading of Bill number 26-28 and enact the bill as ordinance 4.745.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to accept the second reading of Bill number 26-28 and enact the bill as ordinance number 4.745. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Nave?
Aye.
Councilman Smith? Councilmember Spallo?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Davis?
Aye.
Mayor Moore?
Aye. Bill number 26-28 stands enacted as ordinance number 4.745. Item number 12 is Resolution R-26-48, a resolution authorizing change order number 7 in the amount of $100,000 to the contract with Fleshman Construction Incorporated for the Northeast 76th Terrace Storm Drainage and Parking Improvements Project, CP 2531.
Mayor Moore.
Councilman Nave.
I move to accept Resolution R-26-48 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt Resolution R-26-48. Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution R-26-48 is adopted. Item number 13 is Resolution R-26-49, a resolution authorizing change order number 2 in the amount of $140,875 to the contract with Lina Weaver Construction Incorporated for the fiscal year 26 Water Main Replacements Project, WP 2687.
Mayor Moore.
Councilmember Spallo.
I move for the approval of Resolution R-26-49.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve Resolution R-26-49. Is there any discussion? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution R-26-49 is enacted. Item number 14, other business. Is there other business to be brought before the council this evening? Please approach.
Citizen, a resident of the Kansas City, or Gladstone area, about 30 years.
Could you
Over
give
the
your address for the city clerk, please?
1712 Northeast 68th Street. I'm on the corner of 68th and Woodland. I'm concerned because I don't think that you have a policy in place for communication with the citizens and the senior officials. That's why I'm here, because I feel like I have not been heard. Do you all know of a policy in place? Because the last couple of years, I've been trying to reach out to you all. I don't know what, as I'm saying, what is the policy? Is anyone in the city? No?
This is a time for public comments. I mean,
Right.
this isn't question and answer, so.
Right.
Where would I find that information?
We'll have someone from the staff get in touch with you.
Okay, so also, I wanted to also just continue on since I'm here. The real reason I'm here is because I don't know if you, since you don't know about me or any of this stuff, I wanted to represent myself about, this is all regarding the length of my grass. Length of my grass. So I feel that, so at the end of, I'll just keep it short, and I just feel like the due process for the city of Gladstone is broken because the information that I'm receiving from Alan Napoli hints to the fact that there is an umbrella nuisance notice, but this gentleman named Ron Riley, he, ex law enforcement, I suppose, I hear. I've complained about him and his inability to actually communicate with, in writing, and that is his job to do this. He will send messages, send letters saying, "Yeah, follow up with this." The pictures are included, and the pictures aren't included. And again, there's no umbrella. Their terminology is lacking, and what they're doing is they're bullying. And I'm concerned. I don't think you all understand what they're doing. But the last 2 years, they've been bullying me, a single mother, a citizen, whatever, over my yard, and just been violating my due process, violating my rights. I reached out to Alan Napoli regarding. Is it true or is it not true that there is a code of that the city they follow? Because online messaging, online information suggests that they, they violated their own information. They were supposed to have gotten an administrative warrant each time they were to enter into someone's backyard, private backyard, and they failed to do that twice. This year was the second time in a row, and I'm putting my foot down, and I'm letting you all know. I don't know. I mean, we need to have a discussion as a city going forward. I don't know what to do, but I've been trying to reach out this year. I started in April coming up to the city hall to try to avoid what's why I'm here. I've had PTSD from this last incident. I have nightmares. It's not funny, but all over the length of my grass. So my question to you, how can we further this conversation?
We do
Because
have,
obviously this going through the city doesn't work.
we do have codes enforcement. Why don't we just have someone from the staff will get in touch with you? And the next time when you come, there is a part in our council, then you'll see it in the agenda where we have communications from the audience. So but maybe you were late tonight and didn't see that. So we appreciate your coming, and someone will get back in touch with you so that we can address these issues with you directly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other business to be brought before the council this evening? Right. I will allow it, but we'll need to make it brief, please. We have already addressed the issues that you and I discussed together on Saturday, so we're in the process of dealing with those.
Sure. I thank you for your time and being flexible with me. I was trying to get from the pool over here. My name is Justin Sanborn McMean. I live at 503 Northeast Maple Drive. I am a resident of Oakview, but we regularly use the services in Gladstone for like the community center and the pool, and have been for 5+ years. My family, we use the pool 7 days a week outdoor, 5 days a week plus indoor. It's an amazing service that you guys have. We absolutely love it. I have come before the board with some positives, and still kind of, I have plenty of positives to share. You guys have some amazing lifeguards. My boys are special needs, so to see many families with special needs that swim there, that feel comfortable, that feel safe, it's overwhelming. But I kind of wanted to come before you because there has been some rough patches this past year, what I believe is some rough management. I mean, just a few of the things that I can share: showers that are running nonstop, safety issues that have not been addressed, no I mean, there's a hole that's been in the side of the pool with a cone over it for 6 weeks, and that's the second hole. It took a little kid falling and actually being injured for that. The ropes that are there for safety guidance, it took Missy to be out there outside the pool, standing there while a child had to be saved. I had to fish my own child out because a lifeguard sat there on the stand, and that was a few weeks after hip surgery. So I had to dive on the pool deck and fish my own child out while he sat on the stand, and he still retained his job. And I will tell you, they did a Timmy test today, which is a dummy, and he didn't even stand up on his stand today. Again, they're supposed to stand and point when the alarm goes off. He had zero reaction. So without ranting, I don't understand why. What I can tell you is what I believe the aquatics manager that you hired about a year ago is non-existent and non-present. They have not had in-service sessions and training for any of the guards. They've got a lot of new guards. They've got guards that have left because of the management. I have reached up the chain. My concern is maintenance and safety issues. You have an amazing resource that I don't want to see gone, but I mean, you've got faucets that haven't been tightened down for weeks on end. It took a lady falling head first over the stairs by the slide to get a rung that's been missing since last season replaced. And one of your managers actually took the time to find another guard stand, and he disassembled it to actually fix the stand, which is, I mean, we were told the parts were on order for weeks and weeks, and this is stuff that's been since last season. It's not getting cleaned. Your health department shut the pool down in the middle of the day because there was no chlorine. That's happened multiple times. I will tell you internally, and I will not disclose names, I'm aware of schedules not getting put out. This past weekend, the schedule for the weekend was put out Friday, and they wonder why they have staffing issues. all weekend, you had 6 guards working the entire pool all weekend. And we're there usually open to close. So when I tell you I'm not seeing this aquatics manager, I'm telling you, we spend a very considerable amount of time. We're not there on 2 hours. We are there noon to 7, noon to 8. I mean, that's just, it's my family's thing, and that's why how much we enjoy your resource. So I want to say thank you, but I also don't want to see it go down. So I can come back on a different forum. Like I said, I apologize. We were at the pool and I was trying to rush over and I wanted to look presentable, so I went home and changed. But
Thank you, Justin. I promise you that I have brought all the concerns that you told me on Saturday,
thank you.
and I have presented those already to the staff, and I know that that's being dealt with. So I promise we will take care of this. We will address the issues that you have, and you will be heard.
And thank you, Mayor Moore, for your kindness and allowing me to have that conversation on Saturday out of pocket and answer my question. I was just really trying to figure out how to address the council. And so, Mayor Moore, thank you so much for your
You're
graciousness
very
with your
welcome.
time.
That's why we're here.
So,
Thank you, Justin.
yep. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you for allowing me to
Thank you.
step up.
Certainly.
Yep.
Is there other business to be brought before the council this evening? If not, what? Yes, it was.